Good morning, good afternoon, evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. It is Saturday morning here in sunny Kahuna. It's middle of winter. It's about 3 degrees outside, so I know you Canadian fellas and all you guys that are up all through North America and through Europe are saying 3 degrees, you bloody sook. But we get to 45 here in the summer, so that's a lot of range. In fact, earlier this week it was -3. And I can tell you now that was pretty hard to go out and take some bloody photos at night time. Today, well, who's bitching and moaning? It's Jason Stevenson, 2 minutes late. If I'm not late doing these live streams, something's really wrong, I think. And it's usually the later that I am, it's usually because I'm having a good conversation with whoever's on the live stream with me. So if I come on exactly on time, I'm probably not getting along with the guest. That could be awkward next time if I actually do come on a bit early. You might think this guy's a dickhead that I've got on with me. It's 48 degrees. Wow. That's a hot day. A lot of people in here this evening. So today I've got to bring on someone that you all know who's probably coming on. In fact, I think he was even on the thumbnail, so it's not exactly a secret, is it? We'll bring you on. G'day, mate.
Oh, hello.
You're on.
Unmute myself.
You should do that. Then people can hear you and stuff. Look at that
Can you
plush
hear me?
chair you've got. Look at that. It's like a leather like director's chair, like a CEO's chair. That's what it looks like.
You know the amount of time I spend sitting in this chair filming A-roll and editing. It's just it needs to be. You need a comfy chair. Anyone getting started on YouTube or podcasting or anything, camera, lens, all that good stuff, don't forget the chair, because your back and your arse will just be no.
So your first 3 sentences, you've already said arse. We're in for a good morning.
Can you get, what are we on now? YouTube. What are the guidelines?
Mate, we are on YouTube.
How can we get
Facebook
kicked
at
off?
the same time? How can we get kicked off?
I know what to say.
We'll demonetize you quick, smart sunshine.
You better watch it, Shane.
That's right.
Otherwise, I'm going to start talking about biological facts and get you kicked off.
It's 2022, mate. Facts have no place here.
Oh, yeah. Neither does biology or... Anyway.
How you been?
I'm good, I'm feeling really good. Yeah. I want to...
You're looking well, dude. You're looking well.
Thank you very much. In what respect do I look well?
You look healthier.
Ah, okay. Interesting. I have put on a little bit of weight, which is what I needed to do. I was underweight before.
Yep.
I've got new glasses. They're made of wood.
They're made of wood?
Yeah. Very, very, very fancy.
We don't grow orange trees here. I see the inside of the arms are orange. We don't have orange trees.
Yeah, I don't know how they made it orange, but I got my Captain America logo like etched into the arm here, and I have a cat, a physique, if you will, on the other side. Yeah, so they're bespoke to me. If you want a pair like this, you can't get them. They are unique.
So they actually engraved all that for you, or you got the glasses then engraved them afterwards?
No, I purchased them and said I want this engraving, and they did it. Yeah.
So explain, because obviously you're a Pommie git. Where does the Captain America thing come into it?
Pommie. What does Pommie mean?
Pommie. So it's what we call Englishmen. Have you never heard that?
No, we don't. What do we call people like you? Just cunts, I think.
Don't say that on the channel.
It's okay.
You know what? I should have G'd up that video and put onto here so people could see what you did.
Oh yeah. Anyone a little behind the scenes, if you've watched my most recent video, the re-expose video, and I want to get into that name, by the way, re-expose. I said that re-expose was so easy that, and I won't say the actual word because I don't want to get you kicked off.
You just said it.
I know, but maybe it's like a two strikes and you're out type of situation. I said that re-expose is so easy to use that even dumb Aussie clowns
Clowns.
yeah, like Shane can use it. But Shane gave me the idea to say that. So
It
as
was
I
his
was
own
about to
fault.
film E-roll, A-roll.
E-roll. E-roll. What's E-roll?
Fuck knows, man. Shane, Shane just teed me up with that. So yeah,
I can't remember what you came to me and you said something like, even I can't remember exactly, but it was very, very calm and very vanilla the way you were going to insult me on your video about it's so easy that such and such, and I'm like, don't you mean a Aussie do it?
yeah. And then I said it, and then I'm editing the video together, and I'm like, that sounds really mean. And it's completely out of left field for me to just drop it in there. Like, people aren't gonna get that. That's just for me and Shane, really.
Do you want it for everyone else? Because I could upload it.
If you want to play me calling you a dumb Aussie clown, then feel free.
Clown. It started with C, but it wasn't loud.
I know, but I'm trying not to get you kicked off now.
It was almost like you are a hunter.
I've already dropped an F-bomb and a C-bomb. I don't. Maybe it's the three strikes and you're out type of thing.
We'll find out in a minute. Say it again. We'll see if we get banned. No, don't do that, because it's my channel. We'll wait till I go live on your channel. Then I'll drop them like nothing. We'll do like cluster bombs and Fs and Cs and all the rest of it, and see how quickly we can get you demonetized.
No, trust me. That doesn't get you demonetized. Basic biology gets you demonetized, my friend.
Who's been demonetized? I don't know anyone who has. This is what's that guy's name? Russell.
We're not in that sort of sphere, so we don't really have to worry about it. When people search David Addison on YouTube, I wouldn't want any of that shit coming up. I just want purely photography. Yeah. Anyway, so the name Re-Expose. You said it in your review exactly what I was thinking, and I chuckled because I'm like, because we had discussions about the name, me and Josh, because we always used to call it Reflex Raw, right?
Yeah.
Which was just like a working title, obviously. And then about a
Raw
week
Flex.
or two. No, never Raw Flex, please.
Why not?
It makes even less sense than Re-Expose. I mean,
where's what was that? Doesn't matter. Sorry, carry on.
Thank you, God. Anyway, so Josh is like, "Do you have any suggestions for the name?" So I'm getting on the Google machine and I'm Googling the history of photography, and I find the term heliograph, and I'm like, wow, that's so cool. It means like helios it's like ancient Greek or Greek sun, and then graph is like write. So I'm like, wow, to write with the sun, that's such a cool name. Helios, like it's so poetic, and they're like, nah. We're calling it Re-Expose. And I'm like, what do you mean Re-Expose? Why would you need to re-expose after the fact, like you mentioned in your thing? Plus, why do all these long exposure apps have to have like connotations of exposing yourself with long? Never mind. You're gonna have like even longer, expose yourself, even louder, go harder. Like, come on. What's next? So here we are with Re-Expose. Hey,
I was calling it something different for so many times. Every time I speak to someone about it, I think I was talking to Greg about it on his podcast. Macro McMillan.
Who?
You smart ass. The Canadian bloke, the other bloke that sounds funny.
Oh, the old guy. Oh, yeah.
The old guy.
Forgot
I don't want
about
to say
him.
that because he might be the same age as me, just that he has hair.
He was like a friend of Jesus, wasn't he?
He played on the wing while Jesus played fullback.
Is he in the comments? Can I just like move over to the... Let me see.
I don't see him in there. McMillan, are you in here?
Oh, I see my wife.
No.
Roxana Florina is
your wife?
Satsima. Yeah. Ah, there's Josh. He's in here. You usually. Oh, hello, David. Hello, Mike.
Ah,
Hi, David. Hi, Kathy Fitzgerald.
we should probably say hello. Look, you carry on, mate. Look at the glasses on this guy.
So happy to see you guys live on YouTube. Oh, yeah, that's Josh. Yeah.
Yeah,
Palm in Romanian means tree. Oh. Yeah, where is Greg?
I don't think he's here. That's it.
Bastard.
We have to close down the stream, mate. I'll just send him a message.
Tell him. Anyway, where were we?
I don't know. That's just generally how when I was doing that podcast with him the other day. He clearly had a plan of what we were going to talk about. But I'm like, it's me, and it's just not going to go to plan. It's just going to go to shit as soon as we start getting off on a little tangent like we have here.
Well, you can't get off on a tangent if there's no plan to begin with.
Oh no, there's a plan. I've got 2 questions to ask you.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to stretch them over however long this is.
Sorry about that, dude. Do you want to ask me something?
No, not at all. We'll carry on.
See, this is what I like to do. You know what we're doing now? I like having conversations. You know, whenever I invite someone on my podcast, I'm like, hey, can I have a conversation with you on my podcast? And they're like, yeah, I'm looking forward to the interview. I'm like, no, it's not an interview. It's a conversation. I don't just want to ask you questions and you answer. Like, I want to shoot the breeze like we are now. So, absolutely. Yeah, that's my little tangent. Like, I want to ask you stuff.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, when I can think of something.
Do you? So you had no plan either. Look at these 2 professionals here.
Are we like? Is there anyone else? There are other people in this space, isn't there? In the mobile photography space.
Yeah, there's a few.
I just don't watch. Oh, I mean, outside. Yeah. Of course there are.
I think
that was a
across
stupid thing to say.
On the YouTube platform, at least, I think most of them have been involved. They're certainly involved in the community that we have. But then there's other people who are not on the YouTube platform who you might hear in podcasts or read their magazine and things like that. And I'd like to be able to bring them in here, but time will tell. I've reached out to a few of them. I had Scott Bourne on here a while ago, and that was entertaining to listen to what he had to say. He's a very, very smart cookie. But there's certainly others around.
Not sure who he is, and I learned this when I met up with the Reflex guys in London, and they were like, "It's this mobiography thing." I'm like, I don't know what that is, and they're like, "It's like a big mobile photography magazine." I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
It's I think because most of us are small fries in the scheme of things, not everyone. Like, I'll put out a video and someone will come across it and they'll go, "Who the hell is this guy?" sort of thing. And I can't believe you can do this. And like, where you been for the last 2 years? I've been doing this shit for ages. That's what it feels like. How did you not know about this? Same sort of thing with the magazine. It's I found out about that, I think maybe through Josh, maybe through Greg actually. The old guy. He hasn't answered me. Maybe he's asleep.
He's a force ghost. Oh yeah.
He's what?
A force ghost. It's like a Star Wars thing. Yeah.
I'm kind of. I think there's 2 different sorts of Star Wars fans. I'm what the original Star Wars series. I was a fan of that, and then
there was a force ghost in that. Obi-Wan became a force ghost in.
Oh, now I'm with you. Sorry, mate.
No worries, man.
And then they got the later. You got the later, but earlier. I don't like that.
Yeah, for me they never happened. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
If you strike me down, Darth, I shall become more powerful than you can ever imagine.
There you go. Look, someone's even educating you. There you go.
Scott Bourne has a community as well called iPhone Phone Team. Great.
Is that your wife?
Yep.
Hold on. I've got to work out. I think I'm 48 this year.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be
So I'm
me
even getting
soon.
the piss taking from your wife.
I can't believe I called myself the great David Addison. What was I?
I don't know, but it's there now.
It is there now. Do you remember? Do you remember at Christmas? Was it Mark? Not Mark Jacob. Mark. What was that name? You remember
Mark Jacob.
when we all changed up? When you picked someone out of the hat to win this thing, and we all changed our name to like a Spartacus situation.
Mark Johnson, maybe?
Mark Dickerson.
Dickerson, that's it.
It
Yes,
was.
yes.
It was the legendary Mark Dickerson. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my god.
No,
I wonder if
you're
if
getting
he's
in
watching.
trouble. You're getting in trouble.
Hey Roxana, pour la mer.
Oh, it's going to get me banned in Romania now, is it?
Yeah, it will. It's okay. They don't have internet in Romania. They're all
We
out
barely
picking
have
mushrooms in Dubrovica. Anyway.
we barely have internet here, mate.
Oh yeah.
The amount of times that I've been on a video call with someone recently and the internet just craps out. It's pathetic. And I'm in Australia we have the NBN, the National Broadband Network, or some bloody thing. That it's a very, very good case of here's this bit of technology. We're going to give it to the government to sort it out, and then they're going to screw it up big time.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's what we live with there. Yeah. So they're when I first got on to NBN in this house here, I'm on wireless NBN, and I was getting, I think it was like 13 megabits download. Now I'm on 7, and the cutoff for them to, or the bar, if it goes below 6, then they'll do something about it. It's like, hold on a minute, this is so slow.
13. Wow.
Yeah, that was quick.
Yeah. The problem with that name and NBN is that first N, it's that national. Anytime you see national in something, and anytime the government's involved, you know that they're gonna F it up.
Yeah. The bloke who got voted out here, we had an election a few months ago, and the bloke who got ousted as the Prime Minister, the best thing that he ever said was, through all what's happened in the last 2 years, he basically said, it was something along the lines of the government has spent too much time in people's lives. People don't need the government in their lives. Leave them alone. And I thought that's the best way that you could. And he still got voted out. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's not get into politics. We'll go down that rabbit hole and we'll never get out.
Oh God, no. Yeah.
Half a century. Oh yeah, I reckon. I'm feeling like it. Actually, I'm feeling more older than that these days. Have you seen Dave's Instagram?
I have. It's excellent. It's very,
It is,
very,
isn't
very,
Bloody
very
awesome.
impressive. Yeah, he was on your little live stream here as well, wasn't he?
Yeah. And he's got 2 channels. One's, I think it's just that, My Aperture Tales, maybe, on Instagram. He's also got one, I think maybe called My Mirrorless Tales or something similar. And
Right.
it's epic. He's shooting, I think it's a Sony A7 he's shooting with. He
Nice.
does some pretty cool stuff. Very, very impressive. Do a live chat with Windswept Roberts. He's from Scotland. Oh God, he's going to sound even worse than you.
Scottish.
Windswept. Is that his name?
Don't know, man. While you're looking him up, I'm going to go in the comments.
Yep.
Yo, what's up? That's not for me. Stop swearing.
That's for you.
There's usually more comments, but it's usually me in there trying to stir up shit just to.
What did I more about Star Trails? Absolutely. Do you travel so far? I do travel a very, very long distance to get most of what I do. It's about 10 meters from my back door to get most of my stuff. So,
Wow.
So when the app developers send me stuff and say, "Can you test this out?" I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't want to drive a long way, so I'll just set up the tripod in the backyard and hit it and go back inside." And then come out an hour or so later and go, "Shit, that's good," or "No, that's terrible. You need to do this and this and this." So
that's
it's
the
like
dream.
the testing ground right there. So
I know.
some
You
of
know,
the photos
when
that
people send
you
me
go,
stuff, I'm like, yeah, I've got this new thing. Oh, I have to go out and actually test the damn thing and make a video about it. God, I'm going to
yeah.
enjoy getting these 200 views on this random product that I just wanted. No offense.
So you,
No offense, random Chinese company. No offense.
so I get stuff that I reckon you and I've even discussed this. I'll get stuff, and it's because someone's asked me something in a comment somewhere in some video, and I don't know how many videos I've got there now, but it'd be like 250 probably. But somebody made a comment one time about what microphone do you use or what microphone do you recommend, and I'm like, and there's some random company says, hey, you want to test our product? And I'll go, well, shit, someone asked for it. Yeah, send it. It's like, oh, thanks for the 50 views.
I know, yeah. It's mad, isn't it? How, like, especially you, I think one of your videos can get like 100,000 when you're doing like an astrophotography thing, and then the next thing, 200 views on some insert Chinese company name here, and it's like, why do I bother?
Yeah, and
just
now
to have the cool thing. It's like this microphone. I love this mic. I love this Seven Rhymes microphone, and they're always dead nice people, aren't they? Behind the scenes, they can't do enough for you. Like they want to please you so badly, and they've always got like generic English name. It's so funny. Like, that's not your name, Jane. And hey,
it's so true though.
I don't know about you, but I'm like, to them, I'm like, dear friend. And I'm like, if you address me as dear friend, I'm going to delete your email immediately.
My favorite things to do at the moment is, dear friend, we've been watching your YouTube videos and we're really happy with the videos that you do. You do a great job. So I always reply with, which one's your favorite? And I never get a response. So you haven't watched shit, buddy. You're just looking for someone to market your crap to.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's so funny.
It's exactly the same, mate. Exactly the same. I've got now when people ask me, "Oh, do you want to review this or this or this?" I look at it and I go, "No. If that's not going to get me at least a couple of thousand views, forget it." Yeah. Or I'll go back to them and say, "Well, sure, but here's my media kit, and this is what it's going to cost you to put it on my channel. Because if I'm not going to make the money with AdSense, you're going to pay for it." And that's just how I look
exactly.
at it now.
Exactly.
And the only exception to that is when I see something and I go, "Oh, I want that," and then I'll even reach out to them sometimes. Like you, Lanzy, I saw something come up in my Facebook feed a little while ago, and they've got these like light painting wands now.
Oh,
and I'm like, that's the shit. And I sent them an email saying, "Send me a couple of those," and I got no response.
Oh,
but they turned up in the mail like 2 days later.
It's so funny. Lanzy messaged me like at least once a week saying, "Hi, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm from Lanzy." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I've done like 5 videos for you." Jane.
Well, there's this other company. I was going to find the name of this company. Where's my bloody name? It's this company's it's a phone company. They actually make phones.
I keep getting that one. Is it like? Oh no, maybe not.
Doogie, DOOGEE.
Yeah, I've been getting them a lot. I've just been deleting them.
Yep. And initially I was like, oh, this could be all right. And I went and looked at the phone. I thought that's a cheap sort of phone. And the phones that I generally am shooting on this channel is like more expensive stuff because I figure it covers the gamut of all those models. And then I've gone back and said, we actually had a to and fro. They sent me a contract and I was like, oh, don't like how you worded that. Since then, I reckon I get 3 of those a week from Anne, exactly the same email. And now I just stopped replying to them. Like I went back and said, you've sent me this like 3 times now. Oh, I'm so sorry. We've got so much going on. It's Anne, and you can tell the English is just like Jane or Fred or.
It's like when you respond to one, it's like they all have like a database that you go into. Oh, he responds, and then they all just like jump in. I'm sure it's the same company inside of Shenzhen or wherever it is. They're all in the same building.
It could be. And then Sandmark hit me up this morning with, what are they trying to get me to do? It's all their leather gear. Yeah,
Ooh.
Hey, calm down. Not that sort of gear. Yeah, the leather collection they call it. It's like leather, like watch bands and phone covers and AirTag keychain things and all that sort of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's not too bad. I'll probably end up getting that just because I think it looks cool, and we'll do a video on it.
Enjoy the 100 views, man.
I reckon I'll get 80. So what I'm thinking now is now I'll put those products into a video that I think is going to rank reasonably well.
Not
a video
I did
dedicated
that exact
to that.
same thing. When some company sent me some lights, and I was like, look, straight up, guys, this video is going to get like 100 views. Like, no offense. What I'll do is I'll incorporate them into another video that's guaranteed to get at least a few thousand views.
Yeah.
And they seem to be pretty happy about that.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. I think it works for everybody. Then it's not just when they do send this stuff and you push the video out there. I get them occasionally. They'll come back and they'll say, could you put our name in the title and this in the description and pin it to the top? I'm like, how about no? Because that will affect everything. No. So
bless them.
That all aside, we're like 25 minutes into it and we haven't even spoken about you.
Do people want to hear about this sort of thing? Are we just rabbiting on? Are people interested? I don't even know, man.
Do people want to know where this bloke's been? Or do they not care? Do they want him to come back?
I don't know.
Do they not want him to come back?
I don't know. I just feel bad for Reflex because my last two videos, my last one in February, I announced I was leaving and there was no comments about the Reflex slow shutter app. It was all about me leaving and I felt really bad. And now this video, I'm coming back and it's about Reflex again and all the comments about me coming back, nothing about the app. I'm like, oh, I feel really bad.
Yeah, but those comments are pushing that video to more people. The algorithm will be loving it. So it works, still works.
That is true.
I think it's well worth doing.
Good point.
One person, John Hutchison. One person wants you to come back.
Thank you, John Hutchison.
Oh, wait there. We got more. My video. Oh, it's Devo. I meant to click on the other one. Two people want you to come back.
Kathy Fitzherbert. Oh, I think I called her Fitzgerald before. Sorry about that.
David who?
What the?
Now he'll take the piss with the best of us, mate. What's your highest ranking video, Dave? What's the most views? I don't know.
Let me have a gander on the YouTube studio. I think it's it'll be like a moment tutorial or something. Even today, like if I go on my top videos, the last 48 hours, my third most popular video was my moment tutorial from 2021.
That's awesome.
It's still like, dude, tutorials are like just evergreen content unless they do a dramatic change of the app. I was seriously thinking of coming back and just doing pure tutorials.
Yeah.
Because I like making them. They're easy. I can take my time. And like I just said, they're like evergreen. Anyway, what did you ask me? Most viewed video. How can I? Aha. Yeah, it's my epic moment app tutorial 2021. 76,000 views. And then below that, and then below that is my moment app review from 2020.
Do you premiere your videos?
No.
No?
I have done a couple of times. I don't think I've got the audience to have an effective premiere, to be honest.
Oh, really? I think you probably do.
No, because every time I've done Sorry, go on.
450.
1,000?
240, yeah.
Wow.
Then 240, then 210, then 187. and then 183, and all of those are premieres.
Oh shit!
I was just curious. I hadn't actually noticed that the top videos that I've got there are all premieres. I'm not
Well
sure
done,
if it makes a
mate.
difference.
How much would you be willing to share? How much revenue that 451 got you? Because I don't mind sharing with people how much revenue or lack of revenue. I'm just trying to make my life better because it's gone dark in the UK here. I don't think people really care though, do they?
It's fine, mate.
It's fine.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah. So it's $1,400 that one. That video.
That's that's interesting, isn't it? All those views for 1,400 quid.
Well,
dollars.
It
Sorry,
would be
dollars.
it would be the time of year that this happened.
Right.
So that's January 25th.
That should be a dead month.
That's exactly right. So if that video was launched in, say, November, that video would have made me probably $5,000. Whereas another video, to prove my point, my second ranked video was 240,000, and that was premiered in November, and that one made more money.
Right.
Yeah. So 2 months.
It's weird, isn't it?
Half the views,
so weird.
made more money. Yeah. Interesting. Anyway,
that's one of the reasons I split. That's one of the reasons I split, man, just because I'm putting in so much work. And I don't mind telling people this. I'm putting in so much work. I'm sat in this chair, in this room, like neglecting my health, neglecting my wife, like just going downhill mentally and physically, putting all this effort into these videos that everyone likes. And then it makes me like 13 quid. I'm like, what's the point?
Yeah.
So now, when I come back, I'm going to transition to a beauty channel. No, I'm going to...
like me, you've got a face like a smacked ass, mate. You can't do anything but get better.
That's not true. My wife thinks otherwise.
My wife thinks otherwise too, mate. They're meant to say that.
That is true. That's why I bought her from Romania. Anyway, so when I come back, I'm not going to chase the algorithm anymore. I don't care. Maybe you can tell from the lack of effort into the title and the thumbnail of my most current video. I'm not going to be chasing click-through rate, watch time, retention, any of that stuff. I'm purely going to be making the highest quality videos that I know I can, like from a production value point of view, just to attract sponsors and to attract third-party companies to say, hey, you seem like you know what you're doing. Do you want to make a video for us? Yes, please. That'll be £5,000, please. And I can do one of those videos. And, whereas, God, to make $5,000 on ad revenue, like, my God, absolutely. I don't think I've ever made $5,000 in 2 years.
Absolutely. The highest month I've had was just over $3,000 in a month. And that was a reasonably good month as far as the numbers went. But the numbers stayed the same, as in the watch time, the views, it all stayed the same over that period. This is before and after Christmas. And after Christmas, just bombed out, sort of thing. But it's I don't know, it's one of those things, I guess. But I like getting. There's a few quite big YouTubers. One of them I've had on here. I've definitely had one on here, and I've spoken to a few of them on phone and on Messenger and stuff, and just go to them asking for advice, basically, because I went through the same thing that you're talking about right now, as in where you make like my in the first half of the year, my average sort of income from YouTube's about $900 to $1,200, somewhere about that, and that's not good money. I want more money than that. I don't want to be doing anything else really. If this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I've spoken to those guys, and they've said pretty much what you've just said. Like, they're still chasing the views because it's still good money. Especially when you're getting like a couple of million views a month, it's still good money.
Yeah.
But doing then a video for, I don't know, say this flash,
Mm.
and I'm going to pay. Yeah, sure, I'll do that for you, but it's going to be, 11 grand to do that
Yeah,
video,
yeah,
and they're getting that money. And all of them are.
definitely.
All the ones all those guys that I've been talking to who do that, they're getting that money. So the AdSense revenue, you hear about it when you listen to different podcasts and stuff, YouTube podcasts, about the AdSense revenue is such a small amount of the money that
Yeah.
the sponsor stuff is the bigger money. And there's proof in what they're saying, like that these guys are earning good 6-figure incomes, and most of it is through sponsored video.
Oh, definitely. And it's paying off so far in terms of like just we've been able to get the sort of guests that I've been able to get on my podcasts.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
all on they all say the same thing, like the developer of Halide, Ben, and the developer of Darkroom, Majd, and they all say like, I wanted to speak to you, meaning like they're saying that to me. I'm like, why? And they're like, because your video about Halide and Darkroom just stood out because you didn't just repeat all the marketing spiel like most people do. You actually, like, I'm like,
You
oh,
used it.
yeah, and gave her
Yep.
like an opinion or whatever. So yeah, it's always nice when they say that.
Absolutely. Let's have a look at this. Lots of comments here. Do you only do iPhone tutorials?
Yeah,
Pretty sure you do, don't you?
because like we were just saying, I can't afford to buy the latest Samsung or the latest Huawei or
Right.
whatever.
Yep.
So
And
I have my
it's
iPhone
very
12,
much like that. Yep.
12 Pro. I
Absolutely.
gave Roxy the 13 Pro Max.
Yep. I'm very much the same. Like when I talk about the money that I earn, it all goes into buying all this other shit to keep building it. It's
Exactly.
yeah.
Like, don't get your hopes up about an iPhone 14.
No, I
Go
was saying
around.
to the admins on the Facebook group, we were having a chat this morning, and we're talking about the S22 Ultra, and that it was a little bit underwhelming, if you like, from the S21 to S22, and I totally agree. I think that the camera system on it is, well, it's not that different to S21.
Yeah.
And then and the most underwhelming phone from my point of view, from what I've seen, is the Pixel 6. I had such great expectations for that, and now I was saying to both of those guys this morning, I said these two phones will be on the market any day now. I'll sell both of them. Like that, I've done what I can do with them. There's not really that much else I can do with them, so I'll sell them off and wait for the 14 to come. Then I'll go and buy it, and then sell the 13, and it just turns over like that.
No, exactly.
Lots of comments here that we're just I'm just kind of neglecting the community here, which is kind of weird because that's why I do this.
Bless them. I'm sorry, folks. Roxy's just texted me telling me put more light on my face. Rox, only you love my face. You beat the mayor.
People can see you.
You can see me.
Yeah.
So let's go. Salvatore and Salvo. Hi, Salvo. He left a comment.
I'm getting through them. Mike James in the house. It's a full-time job that doesn't pay, not until you can get that big catch-22. Yeah, but there's also a reward at the end of that. The more videos that you're pushing out on a regular basis, once something does trigger the algorithm reasonably well, like that S21 Astro video that I did, that's the 450 odd thousand views. When that one triggered, everything behind that was remotely related to that, because people go there and look at that and go, well, this idiot knows what he's doing. Let's go and watch something else that he does. I think that one video got me like 15,000 subscribers.
Yeah, there was one point where you and I were like level, and then you started doing the Astro stuff, and all of a sudden you were just like, woof.
I was like, see you, Dave.
You just took off. Yeah. No, that's great. Like, seriously.
It worked. Yeah, it worked.
Yeah,
yep,
absolutely.
Absolutely.
I was happy for you.
Thank you.
I almost don't want to do that because I don't want to attract like a mainstream audience. I don't want them to get the impression that like whenever I tell people I have a YouTube channel, that they'll say, you should be like insert mainstream YouTuber here. They get 1 million views per video. I'm like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to do that. I like my niche. I'm quite happy in my in my niche here.
I'm very much the same in that I would love to be able to say, well, my full-time gig is YouTube, because then you're your own boss. At the moment, like YouTube's let me wind back my full-time gig. So I've probably told you this before, I work on a farm. I do photography, like weddings, family portraits and corporate stuff. Then I do the YouTube stuff. And we have our own farm here. So my work life, where I actually have to go somewhere to get that regular income on the farm, that's now only 3 days a week. Like YouTube's let me cut that back 2 days a week. So now I'm living the dream as far as my work-life balance goes. I've got a 4-day weekend every week. It's sensational.
Nice.
And now I've got like a list of videos I want to do, and I look at the niche as far as the niche goes. I go, well, I want to keep this on that, but there's other stuff that I want to do. Like there's things where people talk about the tractors and stuff that I use and the goats that we have, things like that.
Yeah.
So we decided, Sarah and I decided probably a month or two ago about starting a channel just for our farm, like a behind the scenes, if you like, about just whenever she comes on this live stream, it's probably the best performing live streams that I have. And I don't do the live streams to make money. I don't think I even monetize them, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it's more views come from those live streams because we just talk about Aussie stuff. Like she came in here last time and somebody mentioned something about breakfast, and she like jumped up, ran out to the kitchen, came back with what she's having for breakfast that day. And it got like you look at the analytics and people love that shit.
Nice.
So
go for it, man. That'd be cool.
We're going to do that. Yeah, well, we started recording already, and the plan is to launch it in September and to have a number of videos backed up. So that if I don't record that fortnight for that channel, I've got a video there. So the plan will be to start with 6 or 7 videos in the tank, if you like.
Yeah.
Because we're both very, very, very busy people. Well, I'm doing this. Well, right now she's probably still in bed because I'm the only idiot that gets up at this time here. But then she'll go and do like a trade show with the products that she makes from our farm. That would be a video. The first video that we did some fencing down there for the bucks, and that might just sound boring, but some of the footage that I've got from these bucks, when I put them in there, it's like a full-on David Attenborough sort of thing with slow motion with these bucks like up in the air and they're like crashing their heads together.
What's a buck?
A male goat.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they're pretty big, like they're big size animals, and they're all like bleeding from their head and stuff. So watch me get like flagged straight away for animal cruelty or something.
No, that'd be cool. Good luck with that.
Cool. Thank you. Is the one with his brother in the yes. I remember that video.
Oh yeah, no, that's never happening again.
It's never happening again.
No, sorry, it's just not happening again.
Right. What do you guys do to combat the condensation? Oh, sorry, mate. I did see that question somewhere. So I've never had that problem with my phone, but on a regular camera, I do when I'm doing like long. When I would do workshops, so you're out there until like 2 o'clock in the morning with a group of people, and through winter you get condensation all over the lens. And you know those hand warmers? I don't know if you get them there. Like I think they're actually called hand warmers. Like this little chemical bag that you rub together and it heats up.
All right.
Do you have them? Are you familiar with that?
Probably.
Yeah. Or pocket warmers, maybe they're called. Maybe they're called pocket warmers. They're basically this like little like sachet, I suppose, of some sort of chemical that you rub it all together and it heats up. You put them in your pocket and it keeps your hands warm. And I would get one of those and put a rubber band around my lens and put that on the bottom of it, and that keeps the condensation off the lens. So you could probably do that with the phone too, Dave. No, 2 different Daves.
No, I like
answering the question.
I can't answer that question. I don't do star trails. Mike James. I like Mike, and I like Ralph as
Good
well.
guy.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know if I ever told you. I met Mike. I went down to Geelong. He's I don't know how far away that is. If he's still in here, he might be able to tell you. But it's a good few hour drive. And I went down there to pick up a camera, and I said, "Hey, I'm coming down. Let's catch up for coffee or something." And I went to his place, and you watch him on his YouTube stuff, and this is one of those things. Like, I wouldn't have a clue how tall you are. Like, you could be a little short person or a big giant. I don't know. But when I knocked on Mike's door, I'm like, knock, 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 and he opened the door. I was like, "Oh, hi, you're a giant," and I didn't know. It's one of those things. You look at him on a screen all the time. And then all of a sudden, bam.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. You're struggling financially while making those beautiful videos. The outcome is close to nothing. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, that's your wife.
That
I
is
think I'd bloody well know that name in the cat by now.
wife goals.
Ah, it is the developer himself.
Salvo.
Yeah. It's wherever you are in the world, Mike. It's the more humidity in the air, the more this is going to bother you.
Facebook user.
Yeah, this is just someone who hasn't enabled the security things through Facebook to actually let their name be there. Do you think it's possible to higher megapixel cameras on the 14 will help us capture better shots? And how large will you print a shot to a page canvas then? Well, I think especially with Apple products, I think it's a moot point to even discuss what that camera is going to be. I think they're so secretive about what we can talk about. They're going to have a telephoto lens, a periscope lens, and all this sort of stuff. You don't know until it comes out. I don't think there's ever been an Apple iPhone launch that's the rumors have been true. Do you?
Actually, to be honest, I was going to say the opposite. When I was getting involved in like that over the last 2 years, all the Apple rumor people are usually pretty spot on, to be fair. And I feel like I've already seen the keynote before I watched the keynote.
Well, the 13 was meant to have a higher megapixel camera.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a rumor that I heard.
Okay, maybe it was just like in terms of like the actual design then, and the names of things. They usually get like the names right. I wish they didn't, because some of the names, I'm thinking, really? They'll never call a phone that. And then, of course, they did. But in terms of cameras improving, I'm as a RAW shooter, I've not been impressed. Like, since my 10R and then up to the 13 Pro Max, I think when I first got the 13 Pro Max, I went through a very small period of having all the 10R, the 12 Pro, and the 13 Pro Max all at one time, and I took RAW photos with the three of them, and there was like, obviously there was a bit of a difference, but not like a brand new phone's worth of difference, 2 or 3 generations worth of difference. It's all with that computational stuff, isn't it?
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, I was going to say they've developed that computational photography much more than they have the hardware in the camera.
And I was speaking to Mario today, Mario Tomyak, the Even Longer developer, and he was telling me he was speaking with some Apple engineer. As an app developer, I imagine he gets access to Apple engineers and things. And he was saying like, they just don't have a clue when it comes to, oh, in fact, maybe I shouldn't say. Maybe I might get him in trouble. Never mind.
Nobody watches these live streams anyway, mate. It's all right.
No, just in case. I don't want to get him in trouble.
Yeah.
I was speaking with Mr. X, and he was telling me that phone company was... Yeah, moving on.
To this question here, how large can you shoot print a shot? At the moment, I've had iPhones printing onto A2 sizes, which is double A3 size, and it's reasonably good. It's definitely better at A3 size, but in in the Camera Plus app. Have you seen that? The new update in the Camera Plus app with the ultra resolution.
I saw
Have you seen
Greg
that or not?
mentioned
Yeah.
it somewhere. But
I've sent off a file to print, and I'll see how it comes back. I think if it's a higher resolution, you're obviously going to be able to print it bigger. I dare say that when I look at like the Pixel 6, that was meant to have, I think it was meant to have a 48 megapixel camera, and that came out with a 12. It was pixel bin, and you couldn't take advantage of the 48 megapixel camera. So who knows? Who knows what we're going to bloody well see? Who knows? To answer that question, no, I'll wait until I get the damn thing, and then I'll print it, and we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, the only way now they've in terms of pure hardware goodness, like it's kind of, they're gonna have to go bigger on the sensors, otherwise.
Yeah, that's right.
There's not much improvement coming in terms of raw photography, because they can't make the apertures any bigger. On the 13 Pro Max series, they're already massive. I think I mentioned this in my telephoto lens review. You're going to have a lens the size of the whole back of the phone if you want to.
That's right.
Anyway.
It's all about the algorithm, guys, for videos and apps and many other things. This is the downside of reading a comment that happened like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, you should be on top of that stuff, Shane. Come on, man.
Yeah, I know. I don't pride myself on being a good live streamer. Got my hand caught $2. Oh, I bet it bloody did too. When they hit each other, holy moly! I wonder if I can show you that. I don't know how well it will come through, but it was pretty bloody impressive.
Is this Australian stuff?
No, it's just goat stuff, mate.
Yeah, that's Australian stuff. You won't get that sort of savagery in the UK.
Savagery?
Yeah.
That I don't know if you can say that that
two goats headbutting each other. You just wouldn't see that in the UK. All the sheep and the goats are just like, hello there. Hello. Gotta
do it on this one. I'm just looking for the damn thing. Here we go. I don't know if it's how good is this for live streaming.
Oh wow!
But I've got some nice slow-mos of that happening. It's pretty bloody cool.
Come and watch two photography YouTubers watch goats running into each other. Quality stuff.
It's on a phone.
Oh yeah,
and it's
good point.
It's video.
If I hold my phone at the same time, it might trick people into.
We could break the internet. Do this. We'll get lost in the phone matrix. If you held yours up, I held mine up. Who knows what would happen? Lens try. What's this?
Lens hood and try to keep warm under the Drew point. Run a heater. You've done weirder things. This is a conversation I'm not privy to.
Oh, he's 2.5 hours away from me, apparently. Well, that's good to know, because there's a ferry that goes from Melbourne to Tasmania, and I go down there to ride my motorbike around Tassie. It's a sensational.
Is that a real place, Tasmania? I thought that was like a Warner Brothers cartoon place. Tasmanian Devil? No.
See, like, you live in a place called Manchester, and I just thought that was a place where football was played. That's all.
It is.
But like a football pitch, like a soccer ground. That's what I thought Manchester was. And you're telling me you live there.
We've done some cool things in Manchester, my friend.
Calm down.
We split the atom for the first time in Manchester. I say we. I wasn't directly involved in this splitting of the atom. I contributed very little. I contributed nothing to the splitting of the atom in Manchester. I'm claiming it.
So I go to Tasmania to ride my motorbike around. The roads are nice and windy and through the forest and stuff. It's a great place. But they've moved where that ferry goes used to go from Melbourne. Now it goes from Geelong, where Mike lives. So I'm encouraged that it's only 2.5 hours away. I thought it was longer than that for some reason.
Geelong.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Dale. I know Dale.
Dale. Yeah, I know Dale. He does some good photos. I think he had
I recognise that name
the
from
re-exposure to that disease beta with us, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
I
You knew
wasn't
where I
the
was going with
only
that.
beta tester. How dare they use other people to test their
Yep.
apps?
Yep, that's right.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
disappointed to see when I had a look on the website and it showed thanks to all these beta testers, and my name wasn't there. I was disappointed.
Neither was mine, man.
I
don't
was
know.
going to say, I don't think yours was there either. So
I'm going to give them
Salvo,
back
if
all the
you're in
money
here
they
still-
paid me for saying nice things about the app.
There you go. Hold on, here it is.
You like this chair? They paid for it. Hey, this is a good comment. Nicola Riley. Yes. What about on the streets of Manchester on Saturday night? Yeah, it's like a zoo. It is like a bloody zoo. It's like just farm animals. Oh, yeah. She means the people.
Oh, right. I thought you actually meant animals. What the fuck?
No.
Dude?
God, it's like a bloody, like farm animals. Say no more.
No, I kind of want you to say more now. I don't know what you mean.
Oh, well, they have two brain cells. And they make
yobbos.
They make the sorts of noises that you expect from Homo sapiens with two brain cells, basically.
It sounds like Canadian goats. What? That kind of actually dovetailed in nicely to your comment just then about Manchester.
Yeah, I did, yeah. You guys are so funny. Thanks, Rox.
I think she's meant to be commenting on another video, I'm sure.
Do you want to say thank you to my wife in Romanian?
How do you say it?
You want to try? Mulțumesc.
Mulțumesc?
Mulțumesc. Well done.
Was that right?
Yeah, mulțumesc, yeah.
There you go. That's the first time I think anybody's ever taught me a word from another language that I don't know any other words, and it wasn't an insult or a swear word.
I can teach you nice to meet you if you want.
Oh, but it's not.
Huh? Dude.
Tell Shane about our photography of Northern. Oh,
yeah. Okay. Do you want to hear about that? It's only a quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's not much to it. So Roxy and I used to work on cruise ships together as photographers, and we went to Norway, the Arctic Circle, one of the most furthest points north in Norway, to a town called Maze, and it was like minus 37 degrees. I have the screenshot on my phone of like the weather app. It was minus 37. Wow. It was ridiculous. And I had a Nikon D610 at the time, and Roxy had a Nikon D800, like big tanks of cameras, weather sealed, and all the passengers on the ship, they had like the latest Canon, like 80D. They're all these little plastic things, whereas we had these like 6 or 7 year old tanks, and they just carried on all through the night, whereas everyone else's camera just froze and gave up. But that was good for us because we were the photographers on board the ship selling postcards of all the things.
Yes.
So we made a lot of money that cruise, and I couldn't print those postcards fast enough. They were selling out just before I could even print them. If you carry on speaking, I will seamlessly find photos from.
How does it, as a photographer on a cruise ship? You just said you made a lot of money on that cruise. So do you get paid by the cruise line, or do you get paid through photography services? How does it work?
So everyone on board a cruise ship is subcontracted. 99% of people on board, even the captain, doesn't work for the cruise line. They
I didn't know
usually so we as photographers, we were subcontracted on board from a company called Ocean Images, and there are other photography companies supplying different cruise lines, and so we would be paid 100% commission. So whatever we sold is what we made, and we had targets and things like that. So the company that we had, it was TUI, maybe you know TUI, and they were kind of like a lower cost cruise line, so they would pretty much not give away the cruises, but they were quite cheap compared to what you can pay for a cruise anyway. And the
Yep.
goal of TUI was to make money back when the guests were on board, so they would heavily push
Yep.
the shop and the photography and
Yep.
all the other stuff. So it was quite, make the money for the cruise line. If you get the odd complaint in the pursuit of making money, it don't matter.
Oh wow.
But your money could fluctuate depending. So that week we made like a lot for the Norway cruise. That's like once in a lifetime cruise. And then the next week we went to the Canary Islands, which is like a standard cruise. Everyone's been to the Canary Islands. No one bought any photography, any photos, and our revenue just tanked completely. You're talking like 60, 70 pounds for a week or two's worth of work. It was
Oh.
really bad.
So you would take photos of, say, the Northern Lights and just the Northern Lights, and people would buy those photos, or are you taking photos like portraits of people, like holiday snaps of people? What do you do?
Yeah, both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm going around to guests, to the passengers, and I'm just like, come for a photo. And
so
that's
tell
it.
me, what does this mean?
Goodness. I don't know. I know what the latter part of the sentence means, but not the first part of the sentence.
And then your wife has said this. So I'm not sure if this is insulting Shane, or she's telling you, leave me alone. See, I don't know. I'm so confused now.
I don't know, to be honest.
Are you looking for photos to show me?
Yeah, but don't mind me. I'm looking for some that aren't gonna like dox people. I'm looking for somewhere where you can't see, because I have one example of like a portrait I took where you can't see the people's faces, which doesn't make sense for a portrait, but it makes sense when you see it.
Okay.
But they're all in iCloud, so they've all just turned into like thumbnail, and I can't see what I'm doing. But if you hadn't
there is a question. Whoever's like still watching this thing at the moment, I had a discussion with Greg and Dave on that podcast, and they were talking about printing photos, and the same conversation is that I had with Scott Bourne about printing photos, and he was saying that a photo isn't a photo until you print it. Do you print many photos? And if you're in the chat here, let me know if you've ever printed something from your phone. I'm curious. Do you print any of your photos, Dave?
No.
Nope.
Apparently, I don't take photos then. See, I hate that sort of shit. I hate that sort of bullshit phrase. That it's just bullshit. Sorry.
You don't print any photos at all, though?
No.
You've never printed a photo?
Not for myself, no. When I used to have
What
my
do you
own
hang on your wall at home?
When I used to have my own photography studio, I would print photos then, but now, no, not for myself, no. God, this is not going well for me.
She's telling you not to upset me too much.
I am telling David not to upset you too much. Why? Roxy, what are you on about?
And he hasn't upset me.
Yeah, Shane and I are mates.
This will be the last time he's ever on my live stream, but he hasn't.
I
just uploaded a photo to your group, and that's it. We all know it's an amazing event. I don't know what he's talking about.
Nope. I think I'm near. I found it finally. God. Yeah, so I would take stuff like this to of guests around the ship. Focus, God damn it.
Focus. Oh, okay. Yep.
So that's lit with a flash, just off.
Yep.
You can tell where the flash is, right? So that's in St. Martin in the Caribbean. So I'm just seeing that sunset, and I'm just like, hey guys, you're well dressed. You look like a nice couple. Come and kiss now. And they and they would. But
Ah,
it was like a factory. It was like I had 15 minutes with each guest because they wanted to go and enjoy their evening. I couldn't, spend time, you know, taking test shots and finding out different lighting situations and poses. You had to be on it. So,
yep.
like, if anyone wants to improve their photography skills, make a bit of money and do some traveling, like the cruise ship is like a baptism of fire. Basically, you have to deliver because in an hour, those guests are coming to look at your photos. So you've got to take
Yeah,
them,
right.
edit them, and they're not the only guests that you've had either. Straight away after I've had those guests, I've got other guests waiting because they're
Wow.
booking you. Oh yeah, so you've got, it's like it's just constant, and you get used to it.
Yeah.
But it's so fast paced. You really learn your stuff there as a
Yeah.
cruise ship photographer. Not
Yeah.
all of them. A lot of them don't know the f stop from a bus stop. But once you once you sort of become like a premium photographer on board, like I was, I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet, but I was. Then
Yeah.
you can do that sort of thing.
So, how many photographers would be on a cruise?
With our ship, we had about 2,000 passengers, so that commanded about a 6 or 7 photographer team.
Okay.
So
Yep.
you had like 3 or 4 premium photographers, and one of them was the manager, one of them was a printer, and then there was a couple of like studio photographers. That's where like they set up the background. Like this photo of Roxy and me is like a cruise ship background.
Oh, okay.
So that's
Yep.
just like the same lighting setup. It's just two lights, a background. There's no skill involved. It's the same settings, same poses.
Gotcha.
Click, click, click. And those are the ones that don't know the ref stop from the bus stop. No offense, because
I
they're my
can't
friends.
stand doing that sort of thing. It's when I do any sort of when I do a wedding and you're doing all the group photos. So I need to have a photo with my mum, my dad, and then another photo with my mum and her sister, another photo with my mum, my dad, his mum, his dad, and then a photo with just his mum, just his dad, or just his mum, my mum. There's like a list of like 30 photos long.
Yeah.
And it's just friggin' boring. My creativity flame just goes.
Oh yeah.
Because it's exactly the same settings, exactly the same photo, but you have to have that there because they want that photo, obviously. And it's just, oh man, it's boring for me.
I can imagine.
David is okay. Wrong side of the Pennines.
Pennine Mountains. The
Is that
backbone
in
of
the
Britain.
UK, is it?
Of course it
I
is.
thought you were the backbone of Britain.
God no. I can't wait to leave Britain.
Where are you going?
I've tried. There's
Didn't you live in Romania?
Yeah. I traveled on the ships for 3 or 4 years and then moved to Romania and then had to come back here, and then because of the pandemic,
Yep.
I had to shh. It's real, god damn it. I had to stay here.
Oh, so you can't leave now?
Oh, I probably can now.
But
over the past couple of years, I've not been able to.
No one usually knows what Patrica's talking about. That's because of his accent.
Here's like a Northern Lights photo.
Oh, nice. Is that on your phone?
No, that was with the D610.
Yep. Cool.
So like f2.8, 30 seconds or something like that. I forget what ISO.
You guys are we're a great team together.
Ooh.
You and I. Look at that.
He loves banter, and you are a great banter partner, Shane. I wish you guys could meet one day and I would film you. Are we being like pimped out?
I don't know.
Okay, I made a mistake. I said it was minus 37. It was minus 23. I got it wrong. It's minus 23.
Here, see, it's not even that cold.
That's Celsius. That's not your stupid Fahrenheit.
I don't. We don't use Fahrenheit here either.
Oh, do you not?
No.
You use real money.
Yeah, we See, you guys are a little bit confused over in the UK. See, here we are firmly in the metric system. But you guys like, oh, we've got Celsius, and then
I know,
you go,
weird.
You measure distance in miles, don't you?
It's weird, dude. It is weird. Yards, like, why?
Yep.
And we're like different units of measurement in the same, like, oh my gosh, it's so weird, man.
Yeah.
We'll do like
milliliters. The UK
milliliters.
are angry and they whinge a lot.
Like, this is in milliliters, but then you'll get a pint of milk and it'll, no, not a pint of milk. A pint. Like a pint isn't, but it's like, a pint is like 568 milliliters. It's so, it's so weird.
Red nose. I don't know where that came from.
Is it because I've got? Is it because my nose is sunburned? Is that what he's saying? Because I did get a bit burned today in the sun.
I thought it was just the light reflecting off your hair that made you look a bit redder.
No, man. I caught the sun today.
So you reckon you'll be back doing YouTube on a regular basis now?
Do you want to start this live stream now?
Oh, look, we're an hour and 10 minutes into it. You may as well answer my second question.
Do I want to come back to YouTube full time? No, I do not.
Yep.
I'll do what I said.
That you'll do?
I'll still make videos. I have the itch back again now to make videos, but
probably get a cream for that, mate.
A what?
A cream for that itch.
Oh god.
Antibiotics or penicillin.
Hell.
Manchester, cruise ships. Who knows what you've picked up?
Why am I even here?
Because I invited you and you said yes.
I thought it was my idea.
Was it?
I don't know, man. Anyway,
good things will happen if people don't care who gets the credit. It was your idea. You take it.
What's my plan now? Yorkshire is white. No, white rose. No, you said nose, not rose. He did say rose. Fucking hell. God.
See, as well. I probably said nose.
See, since
I probably said it.
Over the last hour and 12 minutes, I've become gradually more retarded. So I'm through osmosis.
You actually are inept at talking then.
I like it. Touché, my friend. Well done. Well done. Well played.
Fucking hell, that was funny.
He
I was watching that and I was having a laugh. Hold on. What did you just say? Oh, God, you idiot.
You see, the professional thing to do would have been to have cut that out.
No.
But I'm in the mood of just leaving that stuff in now.
Yeah. I did a video with the tripods that I got. And it was the first time that Sarah's actually been with me when I've been filming. Normally I'm on my own all the time. I'm on my own. And I said, I've got this idea. I want you to throw all these tripods at me because I've got fucking so many tripods that people have sent me over this time, you know? Mm-hmm. And so I was on camera talking and then I'd hold my hand out and a tripod would hit it, you know? Yeah. And it was so much fun doing it. And I reckon she threw these tripods at me like 30 times and there's probably 5 or 6 that actually made the cut. But then the outtakes at the end of it, I don't normally put outtakes, I don't normally put outtakes into the videos. You do, but I don't normally do that. But it was definitely worth doing the outtakes. The amount of times I never got hit in the freaking head with a tripod, it was definitely worth doing, yeah. Sorry, I digress.
No, it's fine.
It's the wooden glasses.
Well, that I've become more retarded. Is that what? Is it like?
That's what yeah. It's because you've somehow got that mutant orange tree with the orange wood, and you're wearing it on your face.
Hey, I am up for traveling. I'm not trying to pimp myself out or force myself on anyone. If anyone's in the UK, like Andy, is it Andy Green?
Yep.
Yeah, Andy Green.
Take a photo.
Yeah. Like he's in Cornwall. Like,
right.
I can go down to Cornwall and film a video. That'd be cool. You know, like
you should do that.
Yeah, I should be like, hey, dude, can I just like stay with you?
You don't know me. But
You don't know
I'll
me.
only
Yeah.
sleep at the bottom of your bed.
No, but like, yeah, like, I'd be up for like exploring the UK if anyone wants to like give me a free accommodation.
I think doing that sort of thing, even if you didn't shoot content while you were there, you'd be mad if you didn't, though. But
Yeah, I'm just crossing
actually
my legs.
going to do some footage, or do some photography with some people from your community, I think it's awesome. I have a
Yeah,
small photography group here in Kahuna, and every time we go out, it's good just to be amongst people who do what you do. It's good. I like it.
no, definitely. I'm always the only one out, and there's never anyone else out capturing long exposures. You know, I'm
Yeah,
always that one guy. I just want to
yeah,
meet someone else and be like, "You're a guy like
yeah,
me. I'm a guy like
yeah.
me."
Yep, yep.
That's a
Exactly.
Simpsons reference.
Is it? I haven't
Yep.
watched The Simpsons for years and years and years. I grew up.
Oh no, come on! Back in the '90s, it was good, man.
Ah, yes. Well, the 90s, I used to watch it. When I was in the army, it was like everyone would be quoting Simpsons references, which
Man, I
would
miss the
be
'90s.
weird. It was weird. Like you'd be out there on the range, like shooting rockets and shooting big caliber guns and stuff, and people are like screaming out Simpsons references. Nothing seems as crazy like that.
Good times.
Andy would probably say yes. There's too many probablys in that sentence. You need a hard yes.
Yeah,
You should do.
I should. I should. Thank Jason, by the way. Thank you for continuing to watch the stream. You commented like an hour
He
ago,
has
and now
been in here
you
the
commented
whole
again.
time.
Thank you, so much. I know I'm probably in real life probably a bit of an arsehole. So like when I'm not scripting myself, I'm a bit of an arsehole. I'm not gonna lie. So thank you for sticking with it.
It's there's a person in town here, one of my mates, and she's talking about starting a YouTube channel, and I think she probably will at some point. And she's like, "What advice would you give? What advice would you give?" And I'm like, "Just be you." That's the biggest advice I can possibly ever give anyone. I remember when I first met you. I know we discussed this at some point, but in your videos that I'd seen before you come onto the live stream, before I actually met you,
Yeah.
I'm like, this guy's a bit of a fucking robot. Hopefully he loosens up a bit. And then when you came on here and we were having a chat before we went live, I'm like, who the hell is this guy? This is not the robotic bloke that's on YouTube.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, it's I think being yourself is so much better. So much better.
Thank you, Shane. Yeah, he would probably compare his iPhone 7 to your 13. Danny, get reflex lenses yet? I don't know. You know what I might do? I could just give him mine after I'm finished with them in a few years. No, I'm joking.
Did he not get his reflex lenses?
It's not my place to say, to be honest.
Well, this is probably one of those bloody Brexit freaking things, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You being all very diplomatic. This is unlike you.
I know when to shut up.
I assume that's what it's for. I remember there was another guy who was saying something about how like the reflex guys did something wrong, and I was like, hold on, and that was a comment on a video or something like that. I can't remember the ins and outs of it. And I'm like, hold on a minute, I've been telling people that these guys are good to deal with. What the fuck? And I went straight back to them and said, what the hell's going on? And that's all it was. It was the import. It was duties and stuff. It was all the taxes that you pay in the UK now after I'm leaving the EU stuff that happened over there. It's got nothing to do with the reflex guys. It's got more to do with the governments than
Yeah,
the product.
no, absolutely. But to be honest, it's like it's none of my business really. It's between reflex and
Yeah.
and like it's not really my place to get involved or anything, to be honest.
For me, it was because I felt an obligation because I'd been recommending this stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Somebody was having a bad experience, and I felt like I needed to own that a little. But it
No,
all,
no, I get
I
you.
was happy with the reasoning behind it all, and for me it was, I will. That's a reasonable response, and you didn't like the response. I can't help you, but I would have been totally fine with that response. It's got nothing to do with the buyer. It's got nothing to do with the seller. It was just, well, you don't like it, go and blame your government. That's my 2 cents, anyways. Yeah. I see you've got a no prime minister at the moment, eh?
Oh, we're not talking about this, are we?
Come on, after Trump, mate, he was the biggest joke in the world.
No, come
I
on.
reckon I
Let's
went
not
to the
talk
same
about
barber,
politics.
but you love it. I know you do.
I'm gonna sit here like this till you move on.
Okay, cool.
Oh, no. Come on. When people search David Addison, the great David Addison, and Shane Moston, we don't want politics to come up.
It's come
We
up
want
now.
purely photography and me calling you a cunt. And end. Live stream
3
end.
times.
Ka-choom. Hey, do you remember when you got up and walked off my podcast? In hindsight, that made no sense. Like, you don't get up and walk off a podcast; you just click leave.
That's right. I thought the same thing. After I saw it, I was like, I would have just closed the window.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's the storming out a meeting equivalent of hanging up a phone with a mobile phone. You can't just slam it down. You go, oh. For those who don't know, we did a what was that?
It was my
for your
podcast.
podcast, I reckon. Yeah,
yeah.
And we G'd up this thing. You had this idea that I would be like, I'm sick
like
of
a
your
cold
shit.
open.
Just
yeah.
got up and leave, sort of thing. And when I watched it, it was like, yeah, I get it. But I bet many people don't get it. So,
yeah.
why don't you just close the window?
And then you would have to come back and be like, hey, it's me again. Leave.
Oh, look, there's a niche. Politically incorrect photography.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you know what, though? When you say about be yourself, like, people would not like it if I was myself. Seriously. I'd be cancelled in a second. I'd be off YouTube in like a microsecond if I,
Yeah. But you are.
You know. I know. And I believe in.
I get what you're saying.
I believe in fundamental biology, so.
You're just trying to get me banned, eh?
No, I'm just letting the people know I'm not.
I agree.
It's clinically insane. Let me know you're not clinically insane by not telling me you're not. Wait, you know what I mean?
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I know where you're going. I think it's like most things in life. You'll go and say you go and talk with a group of people. Like you're at a. I won't say you're at a party because I don't go to that sort of thing, but you're at a gathering of people, and you hear different conversations, and you have some pretty strong opinions on what they're talking about. And sometimes I just find it easy to just go, don't engage in it, just walk away. And I'm very similar with YouTube. Like I'll be myself, and then I'll go when I go through the edit, I'll go, put that in there, Shane.
Oh, I've done that loads of times.
Yeah,
loads and loads of times. Because there's being yourself, and then there's like talking about stuff that people just don't want to hear because they're bombarded with it constantly. They follow a coffee company, and there's the message, and they follow a bloody hand sanitizer company, and they're pushing their politics on you, and it's like, for fuck's sake, I just want to follow a photographer who's going to talk about photography and not trying to push their ideology on someone.
Yeah.
So
we've got this company here, Woolworths. Yeah, Woolworths in the UK.
We had Woolworths, but they closed down. I think they went online.
Okay, so Coles and Woolworths are like the two big supermarket chains in Australia, and Woolworths still to this day have, whenever you see their ad on television, it says, helping you shop safely. I'm like, how fucking dangerous is shopping? What? Are there people with machine guns at random aisles? Is there like a can of baked beans that's going to randomly fucking explode if you don't go to Woolworths? Fucking, how safe can you make shopping? Give me a break.
Wrap you in bubble wrap.
Don't talk about Boris photography. Otherwise, it's an Australian and a Northerner talking about politics. You don't drink though, do you?
I don't drink. No, I'm drinking.
I've been trying to work out what it is that's wrong with you, and that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You probably drink Foster's, don't you? Because no one in Australia drinks fucking Foster's. No one here. That's what we were talking about the other day with Greg. He was like, "Oh, because I had a coffee cup and it had something written on it. Started with F. I can't think of what it was." He says, "Is that a Foster's cup?" I'm like, "No, no one in Australia drinks fucking Foster's, mate. Just no one does." It's like putting a shrimp on the barbie. No one here calls them shrimp. Like, just stop it. We're not like that. Next time on the podcast, we'll have discussions about the pronoun. Oh God, no, we won't.
Dude, can you not see my pronouns in my name there? The Great.
The Great.
Those. Dude, if you can have your own fucking pronouns, I could have my own adjectives.
Well, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
And stream over.
Of course, you're always drinking. You're an admin on the Facebook group. You have to.
Prosecco. I'm a soft southerner. Yeah.
So is Carl Webb in the UK, is he?
I don't know. I'm assuming so. Carl, let us know without letting us know that you're a southerner. Go.
The funniest thing happened with Greg McMillan. He had an Australian guy working with him, or he has an Australian guy working with him, or working for him. Well, in the same place. I'm not sure if he was there all the time or not. But he was telling him about me, and he said, "Oh, next time you see him, say this." So there's Greg McMillan being like, he's pretty proper sort of fella, right? And he gets on, he says, "G'day, cunt." Like, what?
G'day, cunt. That's so funny. I can imagine him with his soft Canadian voice. It's like, "Hey, Shane's told me to say this."
I know this guy told him to say it to me.
Oh, right.
G'day, cunt.
Oh my God, that is so funny. Oh, bless him.
The show is becoming like the Wolf of Wall Street movie.
Oh, that's a good thing though, right? I mean, he's put 3 laughing emojis, so
it has to be a laughing thing. Has to be tongue in cheek. Do you drink? No one calls it Castlemaine 4X either. It's just called 4X. And no,
dude, we've been going an hour and a half. Are people still here? Wow.
Oh shit, they are.
Bless them.
We should probably wrap this up.
Thank you so much. But judging from these comments, people, the community, as much as I hate that, are not clinically insane.
Or we all are.
Dun dun dun. But you know, moonshine.
Did you watch the show with him on there, with Mike on the show?
I think I did, yeah.
Yeah. I can absolutely see him out in his paddock drinking moonshine surrounded by his goats, taking photos of the stars. Guarantee it.
Sounds like the life.
I reckon we might wrap it up, mate. It's been an hour and a half.
Yeah, you've got like a day to get on with. My day's finished. Your day's just beginning. It is. Bit to do today. Got to do some videoing of the other channel. We've done all exciting.
It's some voiceover stuff. Got to do some B-roll for a video that's on Tuesday. The Milky Way set, or the time of the month, like the moon's starting to show a bit too much for galactic core stuff. Luckily, I've been out and filmed a heap, and it's just a heap sitting there now, so I can keep them going through the month.
Nice.
Yeah.
I can't believe you actually do that. 10:30. 10 p.m.
I kind of have to do that, mate.
That's
it's only 2 weeks in the month that I can shoot this stuff for.
I envy you. I'm like, when you see a video of mine uploaded onto YouTube, guaranteed I edited that video like half an hour before you've seen it go live. Like, I'm never
Oh,
in advance of these things.
and I've done that before. So this last probably 8 months for us, we've had so much shit going on in this little small town that we have, and it's really impacted the creativity and the drive to get stuff done. That's why you would have seen my channel. I don't know if you have seen it or not, but like I was doing 2 every single week, every single week, every single week, every single week, and then it just kind of dropped off. There was weeks I didn't do any, and then it was like 1, 2, then 3, then 1, 2. It was erratic, and that was just because of like a group of like 4 or 5 people in our town just being absolute fucking assholes to my wife. And I won't get into it here, mate. We'll talk about it offline if you're that interested. But it just carried on and carried on and carried on and carried on and carried on. And everything's pretty well sorted out now. It's it was just a mind fuck for ages. And
Right.
so anyway, that's all pretty well dealt with now. The
Good.
appropriate people have been reported to police, and police are investigating fraud and all sorts of stuff now. So let them go and let them be investigated now. It was, mate, it was bloody horrible. It was the closest thing I've ever had to like, fuck this, I'm out of this town, I'm leaving.
Oh wow.
But yeah, and go somewhere else. But
Yeah.
we're back on the level now.
Good.
That's good. Yeah, the advertising over here for Forex, that was how about Australians wouldn't give a Castlemaine Forex for anything else. We don't call it Castlemaine. Castlemaine Perkins is the company that makes Forex. And Forex, not that I have, but I'm pretty sure it tastes like camel piss.
Oh.
No one that I know actually drinks it. It's like the borderline alcoholics that live up in Queensland, northern Queensland, that drink it. So anyone in that's watching this from northern Queensland, if you drink Forex, no, I'm not apologising. You know what I'm saying. Anyway.
Anyway, thank you very much for having me.
No worries, man. It's good to talk to you.
Yeah, and people should know Shane and I we don't plan anything. He just hit go and then we just natter on.
Yeah.
You didn't even have to bring up the
swearing.
photos. You didn't even have to cut to photos going through.
No. We just talk shit for a while, and people hung around to listen to it. Same as Foster's Australian for beer. It's just not. No. All right, dude.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for watching. See you in a couple of weeks for the next live stream, and catch us all later.
Napti bună.
What's that one?
It means good night in Romanian. Napti bună.
Oh, I won't say that here because it's 7:30 in the morning.
Bună dimineața. Good morning.
What he said. No, that way. What he said.